when I was 20. Normally I did coke or Adderall, but just ended up mixing Xanax and alcohol like a fucking retard. Wake up. On street downtown apparently passed out there. OFC. Xanax and alcohol equals no memory. Downtown was a good 10 miles from where I started though. Kinda weird I didn't just pass out there, or end up at home, or a friend's place. Tons of people downtown. Normal. None of them are moving. Trying to yell at people and cause them to flinch. No response. Must be a flash mob or something. Trying to call friends and parents for ride. Apparently all phones are disconnected. Fuck it, I'll walk home, it's only 2.5 miles. Whole way home everything is sitting still. People, vehicles, animals, even the wind. Time kept moving though. My little dog starts to follow me. Looked like a blue heeler and a lab had a pup. Was chill. Had a little Mad Maximum buddy. Finally get on my street. Pup yelps. Weird ass buzzer goes off. Wake up in my bed. It's Monday now. Everything is normal other than me having no idea why Sunday is a blank. Wow, weird fucking dream. Walk outside for a cig. Suddenly that same dog from my dream jumps up into my arms and fall on my ass. Dad is also out and says, son, you're lucky. That dog you brought home is so cute, WTF. I've since gotten sober, but the fuck brain. Be me. Be around the age of 4. Be a fan of Teletubbies. Have a Teletubbies doll of LAALAA. Go to sleep with the doll every night. One night when I was getting in bed, LAALAA fell off. Instead of hitting the floor, it went through the floor. Got out of bed to tell my parents that LAALAA disappeared. As I walked across the hall I found LAALAA sitting in rocking chair. I didn't think much of it and took the doll off the chair and went to bed. Still have the image in my head on how LAALAA went through the floor to this day. I got a few. So I used to have these thoughts, random thoughts. I don't have them as much anymore, but it was almost like they were foreshadows to things that would happen in the future. Sometimes it would just be minor lie related to something that hasn't happened yet, and then it would end up happening. Like one time I just had this random thought to replace the batteries in the smoke detectors in my house. I'm 17 and don't normally ever think of these things. So I went and bought some of those D batteries that you put in the smoke alarms. I replaced them, and then the next morning my brother wakes up before everyone else to go to work. He makes toast, then stupidly forgets about the toast in the toaster somehow, and he proceeded to get in the shower. We've had this toaster for years and never had a problem with it. The toaster catches on fire and my brother is in the shower while no one else is awake. Luckily he heard the smoke alarm go off and got out of the shower immediately and ended up throwing the toaster that was actively on fire into the backyard. IDK, what made me think to replace the batteries, but if I didn't our house would almost definitely burnt down. I also have a lot of younger siblings, so it would be hard to get all of them out of the house if needed. This isn't really paranormal, but this is just one example. I have multiple others, and they're creepy as fuck. Also, one time I was just laying in my bed, not really for any reason. Then out of nowhere I hear this voice under my bed. It sort of sounds like it's electronic but not really. But it said a lot of things that I don't really remember. But then it said that no one cared about me or my well-being and that I should kill myself cause no one loves me and no one ever will. At that point I fucking bolted out of my room and texted my mom, which was out of town, and she didn't believe me. This was when I was around 14 to 15 years old. I was about 15 years old, just got home from doing yard work at me grandparents' house. I got dirty and decided to take a shower. When I got into the shower I felt like something was waiting for me to get out and was in the bathroom with me. I was terrified because it was a very strong feeling. All of a sudden I can't see anything. It's like my eyes are closed. No, the lights didn't shut off and it was still light outside and there's a little window in the bathroom. Then I see the most fucking terrifying face of a demon / goat with such great detail. It was like it was right in front of my face. I could finally see, and I got out of the shower as quick as I could without slipping and breaking my neck. It felt so real that I still get chills thinking about it. Another paranormal experience. I was about 13. We were at a cabin in the woods. It was in the mountains at a place in Virginia called Shenandoah Valley or something like that. There weren't any house near us, and we hadn't seen a single person for the few days we spent up there. One night I found a book on this shelf. My mom said not to touch it because it was full of demonic stories. I ended up reading through it a little after everyone fell to sleep. It was about 1 AM and I read a story about a couple that went on a trip through the woods in their car, ended up crashing the car by sliding off the side of a huge hill. The wife let out blood-curdling screams because of the pain she was in after the crash. She later died after a few hours and the man went to get help. He had a lantern and ran through the woods searching for help, but never found anyone. And it's believed that his spirit is still running through those same woods with the lantern. I put the book away. Then before going to sleep I swear to God I heard a woman scream from far away. I look out one of the glass doors, and I shit you not I saw a man running through the woods with a lantern. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. This happened just last week. Me and my brother go to the gym late at night because there isn't anyone there, so all the machines are opened. It's a 24 hours gym and it doesn't have a lot of members, but it's a very good gym. Me and my brother finish a workout and we were out way too late. It was about 2 AM when we left. We decided we were both thirsty and stopped at a gas station to get drinks. We assumed the gas station was opened because the lights were on, but we didn't know cause we'd never gone to that particular gas station before. We walked to the doors and they were locked. Almost right as I pulled the door this car comes out of absolutely nowhere. It made no sound whatsoever until it was just behind our car that was parked. We could barely see who was inside cause the windows were tinted, but we could tell there were two people. The car started honking non-stop for about a minute then sped off. Right when it turned the corner there was no sound coming from the car at all. Me and my brother were terrified because we thought we were about to get robbed or worse. We both tried to figure out why the car wasn't making any noise when it turned the corner. I still don't have an explanation. Be about 5.6 maybe? Sometime around K1st. It's the middle of summer, so the night doesn't set until almost 9. It's late at night. Mom is pretty chill. Dad is a wall. Mom says hey let's go into town and grab some snacks. Fuck yeah. JPG. Town is about 15 miles away because we lived in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Hop into old red Nissan truck and start cruising with mom. Listening to America's Greatest Hits cassette, the band, driving down particularly lonely stretch of highway. Remember seeing some weird bluish white light come across a field. It gets closer and closer, and it's fucking massive. Point it out to mom when it's nearly on top of us. Starts leading us on the highway, light eventually slows down and lands in front of us. My mom's screaming, don't look at it Anon. Don't look at it the whole time. Next thing I know we are pulling into a gas station. I was scared as fuck, but 6-year-old me is also stoked. Tell the gas station clerk with all the enthusiasm of a grad scholar about the fuzzy encounter. Mom is glaring daggers at me. Grab my bag of hot fries and leave. I know it sounds patchy, but I legitimately can't remember what happened between the gas station and that blue light shit. My mom has fuzzy memories of it too. I dunno, keeps me awake some nights thinking about it.
I have seen things that I will probably not forget. I work as a security tape reviewer for a security company. My job most of the time is viewing live feed from camera circuits at night, watching various monitors. Most of today's camera equipment nowadays, as in the DVRs, come with functions of movement detection. This means they alert us at the central, and one monitor automatically tunes in. However, there are still places that keep the DVR offline. This means that the DVR is not connected to the central, and it keeps recording in an internal hard drive. In these cases, if something happens such as a theft or things of the sort, someone has to review the recordings. Most of the time that is done by the local police, but in some cases, if the police has too much to do, the company is authorized to review the tapes. Then the reviewer has to write a relatory with times. Some days ago, I received a call in the middle of the night, at around 2 AM. I was at work, so I picked up the phone quickly. It was my boss. He then told me that a coworker would come to take my shift. That he would need me to go home for the day, because I would have to travel to another city on the afternoon of the next day. He then explained to me that there was a sealed DVR in a farmhouse, and that the police wanted it reviewed. However, it was steel sealed, and I would have to go there with a steel cutter to pry it out from the wall. For me it was good news, as I get to stay a week at home with the DVR. I went home and got to sleep. I woke up the next day, and I already had the address marked on my phone. I traveled the whole afternoon, and arrived there at dusk. I arrived to a rural property in the outskirts of a town. A police car was waiting for me at the entrance. I parked my car behind the police, and got out. As soon as I got out, I noticed something was wrong. A strong smell of rotten flesh made me gag. The police officer got out of the car to meet me. "Hello, are you Anon?" "Yes." I then showed my documents to him confirming my ID. "Come with me Anon, the energy is out by some days now." I got my equipment and started following him. We got inside a wooden fence gate. The smell got worse. A small house could be seen at the distance. As night was finally falling, we turned on our flashlights. As we got closer, I could see various wooden fences at the side of the house. I asked, "So, what happened here?" The police officer stopped for a second and looked at me. "Well Anon, it seems that this dude got left inside this property alone for about 6 weeks. He hanged himself. And killed all the farm animals with him." My heart sank. I have seen people getting shot before, but the idea of seeing someone hanging himself was bad to me. "But if you already know what happened, why am I going to review the tapes?" "It's because the family said that the dude was healthy. They forced an investigation to be opened." What a waste of resources. We went quietly to the doorstep. The house was of average size, the walls, yellow with dirt stains. In a small fence covered by the roof, there was a sink and a washing machine. Near it, the main door. We walked in the area. At the door, the cop hesitated at the door handle. We cleaned the whole thing already, but the smell stuck to the building. As we got in, I noticed the door was abnormally thick. In front of the door, there was a living room. An old sofa, and a TV were there. On the right, a long corridor with 3 doors at the side, and a shelf on it. As we were passing through the first door, I noticed that this one was made of steel. The door also had 2 big padlocks made from steel. I asked, "Why is this door?" The cop interrupted me. "There is a stairway leading to a basement on that door. There was nothing there aside from an empty room down there." "Why the thick padlocks?" "How the fuck should I know that? The owner of the house asked for us to do that as soon as we got the body out." "Oh, so this guy wasn't the owner?" "No, he was hired to take care of the house." The next 2 doors were a kitchen and a bedroom. Inside the bedroom, at the corner, I saw a metal box concreted to the wall. "Well, this is it." I got my equipment and started working. The cop helped me illuminating the area. In half an hour or less, I had removed the metal box. It was really heavy, and inside I could feel a DVR, still working on its spare battery. As I was inspecting the box, the cop was with me. Suddenly we hear a metallic bang. The cop jumps, gets his gun and points to the door with his flashlight. "Who's there?" Nothing answers. He starts walking slowly through the house. I went after him, thinking it might be someone or some animal. He inspects the whole house, aside from the locked room. We conclude it might have been some animal.